Hello and welcome to Re-enthused. Today we are taking a look at this, which is the Atomiswave. Now the Atomiswave is a Onyapatto arcade, well, unit rather than board I guess, which uses these like cartridges instead of just PCBs. So it's kind of like the, just put that in, it's kind of like the SNK's Neo Geo system where you had the board in place and you just replaced the game. In fact, SNK did use the Atomiswave for quite a few of its games after it stopped using its own Neo Geo platform. Right, anyway, this is made by Sammy, and Sammy are, or at least were, effectively Sega's parent company. Then a merger happened, so they kind of became one thing. And it's based, well, on Wikipedia says that it's based on the Sega's Naomi board, but that's not really the case. It's more based on the Dreamcast itself. Now, Naomi and Dreamcast are effectively the same hardware platform. Naomi has some additions, like it's got more main memory, more video memory, and sometimes slightly higher clock CPUs. But the specs of this are much closer to the Dreamcast, much closer. So it's definitely more accurate to say that this is based on the Dreamcast rather than Naomi. So that's the basics of this, and like I said, it's a jammer board. So you see down here, it's got this fun board down here, which you would connect into a jammer harness. I personally have what we call a super gun, which is all the gubbins of a jammer harness, but it lets you plug in Neo Geo joysticks and, in my case, an S-Video lead to display the stuff. So it's very useful. Now, like I said, it's kind of a Dreamcast era arcade machine. There are a lot of add-ons, and you can see all of these bits here which look like they come out, they do, and they have different things. Like this is an extra communications board, and there's over here is a space where you can get like a network card or even a modem which could connect to Sammy's AW network, which lets you play games across the internet with other arcade systems. So it's quite a fully featured arcade system. So I only own one game for it. There are several games released, lots of Neo Geo games, including like Metal Slug, and things like Big Buck. I think it's Big Buck Hunter, certainly one of the light gun games, because you get a light gun add-on for this as well. That was released on here. But as I say, I've only got one game, which is King of Fighters, Neo Wave King of Fighters. King of Fighters being one of my all-time favourite beat-em-ups, hence the reason why it's the one I went for. Plus it was really cheap. Okay, that was mostly the reason why I went for it. So that's enough about the machine. Let's go and play some games. Okay, so here's Neo Wave King of Fighters. I apologise you can hear that high-pitched squeal. That is the Atomiswave. I don't know if it's just my unit or if that's normal. I haven't heard anything. Well, the other ones I have heard have made a similar noise, certainly, but who knows. Anyway, you also won't be able to hear the game sound very well because for some reason, the sound isn't routing properly. You'll hear it slightly, I guess, but not loudly. So let's give it a try. I've added credits in. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. So yeah, it's this usual stuff that got added into King of Fighters of the last few iterations. Yeah, so there's a button on the super gun to simulate putting credits in. So you can do that. And again, because I'm using the super gun, at least on my version of the super gun, I'm able to use my rather wonderful Neo Geo joysticks, arcade joysticks. Right. So yeah, this is, well, I'm not sure if you're a fan of King of Fighters, you'll recognise this. And this does look, very much like a Dreamcast game. There is a small amount of interference going on, I think. It's because, for space reasons, I have the jammer quite a distance from my actual TV. So I imagine the S-video cable, which is quite long, is getting a lot of interference on the way through. I've improved it slightly by taking it as far away from the ATX power supply as possible. Yeah. So as if you haven't used a jammer unit, some of them vary, but most of them use a PC power supply to run, and that's certainly the case on my one. It's just got a standard ATX power supply running it. I'm not doing well here. Yeah, so if you've never played King of Fighters before, by the way, personally, and it is obviously, it's one of those things which is definitely a personal opinion, I think it's one of the nicest fighting games. Just the balance and the... Oh, I'm dead. I'm definitely dead. The balance and the control, I feel, they're just nicer than Street Fighter and all that lot. I think SNK made the best beat-em-ups. Again, though, that's very much a personal thing. Alright, so this is my last guy. So, I mean, most fighting games do have a variation of this now, where you have a team rather than just one fighter. And this one is like similar to other ones, where you keep going with the same person. They get a small health boost, but they don't get all their health back. Oh, I can't remember any of his moves. Where's the keep button? Oh, there's the keep button. Keep button's on D. Ooh, that didn't work. Oh, come on, that's like a whole screen. Okay. I am not remembering his move. I'm sure he's got a... Definitely remember one move which is reverse. But it is not working. Oh, there we go. That's me finished. Yeah, so that's the Atomiswave. It's an interesting device. It's not too expensive to get, really, if you look around. The cartridges tend to be expensive, apart from this one. Like I say, this King of Fighters one, which is fine, again, because I really like King of Fighters, so I was pretty happy to get it. This was pretty cheap. I got both of them together for, I think, 80 quid. So that's not bad at all. The Super Gun I got from eBay, and it was £50. And obviously, I already had the Neo Geo joysticks, but you can get those, not cheaply exactly, but relatively so. Or you can buy converters for other joysticks, so you can use, say, Mega Drive converters. Mega Drive converter using Mega Drive joystick, which is obviously a lot cheaper. Right, well, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please hit like. If you really like the video, please hit subscribe. If you didn't like the video, or you've got something else to say, then please leave it below. See you next time.